All right, good afternoon. We'd like to welcome Xander Schauffele to the 2025 BMW Championship. Xander, you're making your 9th appearance at the BMW Championship. Can we just get some opening comments on what it's like to be back at Caves Valley?
Yeah, it's been a long year, so just trying to chip away and try and use the playoffs to my advantage if that's possible. So it's nice to be back here at Caves. The course is obviously very different, and yeah, looking forward to a nice warm week.
You're number 43 in the FedExCup standings. Can you just talk about the state of your game as you try to make Eastlake next week?
Yeah, definitely been trying pretty hard to get something going. It's been a this year's been sort of a work in progress to get back into some good form. So still work in progress. And like I said, I'm just 50 guys, and it's a small field, and I've played well in them before. So why not do it again?
All right, we'll open it up to questions. We'll start over here with Bob.
Xander, you said a couple of times earlier this year that you've been chasing points, whatever, and now you're sort of in that ultimate position. I don't think you've ever really been in this position in your entire career.
Thanks, Bob. Yeah.
Sorry. Probably been set for the Tour Championship. Just curious what that is like, being in this position, really maybe for the first time.
Yeah, this is my worst position I've ever been in. Injury aside, it just is. Even my rookie year, I was in a better position. So it sort of kind of has that rookie year vibe to me a little bit. Just sort of need to work my way through the playoffs. So this is kind of it for myself and my team, and just gonna try and leave it all out there. But yeah, it's been nice to sort of be in, play. You definitely play a little bit freer when you're kind of in till the end. And I'm trying to sort of get that freedom as well, because I have absolutely nothing to lose.
I was going to follow with that. Just, do you approach this tournament then with more of a go for broke kind of strategy? Like, can he even play golf that way from the first round on?
Not out here. It's a big property. There's several, mounds, and the greens are a little bit firmer. And if it doesn't rain at all, then the greens will be even crustier. And it's tough. The course. I mean, I don't know. Last time I was here, I remember so many people were under par so early in rounds, and I just don't see it. So I've been proven wrong by everyone out here and myself at times. So hopefully I can do that.
We'll go to Paul right here, and then Doug.
Xander, at least statistically, you kind of look at your profile, had a great driving year last year. This year, kind of that's fallen back. Do you feel like that's a product of stuff just with the rib, with the swing changing at all, compensating for that? Like, when you look at that and you see that that's been a struggling part of the game, like, where does your head go?
If I look at my stats, there's a few sort of outlier events where I drove it horrendously and putted horrendously and chipped horrendously. And, I think the irons were sort of something that I kind of hung on to. I was able to sort of manage that around certain events, but there's a few events where I kind of went for broke, and it definitely, statistically hurt myself pretty heavily. So that was a little bit earlier when I came back. It sort of mellowed out a little bit in previous months, but yeah, just some bad habits and some new bad habits, I should say, and a learning curve that I've been trying to get used to.
And then just between the driving and the putting, is there one that's been kind of more frustrating and trying to figure out, or just frustrating that it's not clicking?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I mean, both probably. Not one more than the other. When it's when it feels like it's your weapon, and then you're sort of intimidated by a club that you used to love. You have to try and mentally get over that.
And just quickly, are you still working with Chris?
I am, yeah.
We'll go to Doug.
Given your reputation as being one of the most positive players in the history of the game, has it been tested this year?
Yeah, for sure. I'd say something about sort of finding it in the dirt. Through that process, it's pretty easy to sort of lose your head. So definitely been challenged this year more than before, which is refreshing. you know, it's a work in progress. You know, I saw you creeping out there on the range, Doug. I saw you. You're creeping on me while I was trying to hit some balls. I can't remember what night that was, but it's hard to miss your shirt. What's that?
That was progressive.
Yeah, but yeah, it's been one of those things where, you know, I'm trying to find a cue or feel or just something I can go with, and you know, kind of still in the hunt for it. But I think it's going a little bit better.
Just wanted to ask you, at what point you talk about frustration or, you know, positivity being tested? Was there a point where you were tested more than usual this year?
I mean, you sort of get used to, you know, not that I took it for granted playing good golf, but, you know, I know it's sort of in there, you know, my body knows it, I've done it, I know I can do it, and then to know what a problem is and then not really know how to fix it is the most frustrating. I had some frustration before when I didn't know what the problem was, and I'm sort of shooting in the dark and having no clue what to do, and now it's sort of, all right, this is the issue. How do we fix it? This is, you know, being difficult. So frustrating in different ways.
All right, we just have time for one more.
I had 5 more.
Thank goodness. Thank you.
We'll go over here to the right.
Xander. With that search, I mean, do you go back and look at your old swing? How much are you looking at what you did before, and how much are you trying to find? Is that in the past and you kind of work towards the future of what's going to work now, or like how do you kind of find that middle ground and that balance, knowing what you've done?
Yeah, it's tricky to compare and contrast. Sort of, you know, oh, I won 2 majors when I felt like this. I mean, I felt like my swing was different when I, you know, between Valhalla and the Open, they were different to me, and that's comforting knowing that, you know, it doesn't have to be one thing. There are a few components that are important that I've sort of haven't done very well that I was doing at both those events. So trying to hammer those down more than sort of the overall thing.
All right, thank you, Xander. Good luck this week.
Thanks.